Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Red Valkyrie Presents. I am, of course, Shae the Red with a hidden camera because, listen here, motherfuckers,
Jesus.
after all this work. Yeah, right, listen here, and then the highest pitch sound you've ever heard. This guys, it was so much. And I'm so excited, so totally worth it. But before we get to that, CY, how are you?
I'm doing awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Indeed.
Have a nice nap.
First of all, hold on. How many seconds are we in so I can say? I need to wait another 23 seconds before I respond to that.
Yeah.
So I don't bust the monetization.
2 minutes.
Fuck you. I don't care if we're monetized or not. My nap was fucking amazing. Awesome in every way. And while I was taking my nap, someone was whipping something up. Yeah. And
just a little something I threw together. No
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes, 2 hours of painting. Just a little crying. It's fine. And we're here with Bill Jersey. How are you, Bill?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah. I like how.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of voices.
A lot of voices.
Oh, that's weird. Do you have your YouTube channel muted? Do you have the YouTube up right now?
No, maybe I don't.
Oh, this is fun. I like how we're starting. Starting all crazy.
I don't see an option for it. Well, actually, everything sounds fine now.
You're good?
Yeah,
everything's good.
Yeah, it was weird. I was getting like an echo feedback.
Interesting. Weird. Usually that happens if you have YouTube open. Yeah, right there. So if you have YouTube open so you can see the chat, you'll hear the feedback. So you got to mute YouTube so you can not hear us twice.
Oh.
Now you have a hand reaching into your head.
I got it. Yeah, I had another tab open. That's what was going on.
Yeah. That'll do it. That'll do it. All right. By the way, was that wifey?
Yeah.
Hi, wifey.
Hi, wifey's hand.
Hi, wifey's hand.
Hi.
All right.
Background tech support.
It's fair. So, I mean, kind of, without further ado, I feel like turning my camera on because this was a lot.
Really
so,
cool.
are everybody ready? Everyone's set?
We need like a drum roll. And,
no, we don't.
Okay.
Oh damn! You put in work.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
Oh
Holy
man, that's
shit.
wild.
Do you have real hair? Where is
Yes.
She did not commit and shave her head.
It's not here. And it's all shoved up underneath a wig cap, and then a wig, and then a bald cap.
Oh man.
Yeah. We did
getting that cap down too.
Yeah.
And just for the audience,
I'm just saying, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good.
I think it's awesome.
If I were there would be super glue, and that shit would be pulled so tight.
There would be no super glue, bitch. I ain't super gluing this shit to me.
Yeah, you asked me the other day, like, how my wife would do it, and I said, yeah, she'd probably just shave her head and glue it on.
Yeah. I mean, so if I was a civilian, thank you, Frog G, thank you. It was at least 15 minutes. If I wasn't military, why every time
This
Eric says
motherfucker.
I have gray skin, no matter what color I do. I do purple, he says it's gray. I do blue, he says it's gray. I do gray, he says it's not gray.
I'm very impressed with how blue the blue is.
Thank you.
It's very hard to get that without it being flat. Like, it looks really good.
Well, so I have Snazaroo pucks and highly pigmented eyeshadow.
There you go.
How that works. But boom, I'm pretty happy with it. I think that my first little foray into wigs, sculpting and making and plucking and all of the things, I think it went okay.
Yeah, now you got a new skill to add to the repertoire
Yeah.
with the cap.
Now I just need these feathers to stop being dicks, and then we'll be fine.
Nope, that's not
long?
possible.
How long did the neck take to paint that?
The neck was the first hour, the neck and chest. So the second hour was fuck through the rest of the face. Like, I don't have time.
Oh, you pulled it off.
Thank you. I tried to get your chrome detailing in there for the pipes and everything. I attempted.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Johnny.
I know how hard it is to do with just a pen. So to do it
Yeah.
like, on your neck while looking down and in a mirror and stuff.
I'm trying to keep your neck up. You're like, oh gosh, yeah. It's like that's not where I wanted it to go, but it'll work.
You've got 6 mirrors doing some kind of weird light bounce thing.
I mean, pretty much, and I'm literally eating feathers.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so for anyone who doesn't know why I went through all of this to paint myself blue with hot pink hair and green lips and crazy feathers and all this shit, it's because we have a pretty awesome campaign called JERZ, the Bill Jersey Artbook Volume 1. I am super digging it. I love, like, absolutely am in love with the 80s kind of high contrast, bright neon colors and everything that you got going on with this. And you sent us a PDF of the mini book, and it's amazing. And Cy could use almost none of it because YouTube is prudish.
Yeah,
and we were like,
yeah.
Like, this is gorgeous. That has a sit. I can't put that one on there.
Yeah.
So
that's why I didn't post them on the campaign page either.
Fair.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, fair.
So what you were saying right as we went live that I unfortunately couldn't respond to about how good this looked, I was piecing together different things from your campaign and from the PDF. That's why you'll see some things are a little duplicated in here, just a little, because I only had so much to work with without having a vagina on our thumbnail.
Get the book, because holy shit, it's gorgeous stuff.
I meant to message you yesterday too, because I had sent an email with the early PDF of the book a couple weeks ago. I wasn't sure if y'all got to see that.
Yes.
I saw the mini book. I don't know if I saw the actual PDF. But now I'm curious. I'm gonna have to go back through our email.
Yeah, this was.
Go find it.
Yeah, this was a few weeks ago. It might be under upriseupstart@gmail.
Okay.
Yeah.
That might be it. So here's the thing.
But you got most of the images anyway. It worked out.
Right? Yeah. The thing is, I don't remember. I think I just saw this randomly on Twitter, and I was like, I'm sold off the cover. Like, just off the cover, off of this girl. Like, that's it. I'm good. I want the book.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because it's gorgeous. It was beautiful, and then we scroll, and then we see things, and then we go, yep, this was the right choice to make, and I'm very, very happy with myself because your art is really unique. You definitely have a style, but I love that you're not afraid of like hyper contrast, super saturated, bright, bold, neon colors in a lot of what you do, and I think it's really awesome to see.
I don't know why people don't do it more often. Personally, I mean, I'm a '90s kid through and through, so I mean, it's all in there. The dynamics, just big impact, bright colors, like. Yeah, I
love it. I love like the 80s neon and all of the bright, super bright colors. And every time I get something like this where I'm really into the contrast, people are like, oh my gosh, that's so aggressively colorful. I'm like, yes, this is why we like it. It's amazing.
It's kind of the point.
You're going to walk away. You're going to remember it. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited about this. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what what this book kind of encapsulates, where did all this art come from, and what inspired you for it, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, one of the things I always wanted to do was I always wanted to do comic books. And my path veered here and there. I wanted to becoming a tattoo artist about a decade ago. And that's worked very well for me. And I'm now at a point where it's afforded me to have the opportunities to do all these other creative things I've wanted to do. And I've wanted to have a comic before 40, but that didn't quite pan out. But instead, I had all this art that I've been sitting on, and I've been seeing what other people have been doing. Like we see Nick Mueller's Violet right there on the screen. That was one of the things early on, early into the pandemic, where I caught wind of that character, drew it, entered this contest, and it kind of got me on this role of the more comic book stuff I love to do. So you'll see in this book, compared to the mini book that you've seen, the art is, it's obviously the same hand, but it's completely different. So while like the mini book is stuff from like more 2018, 2019, I was trying to get back into digital work. The 2020 stuff, 2021 is definitely more refined. I'm getting, back to my tighter lines. And still exploring color, but more from a comic book perspective rather than just an illustrative one. Yeah, but mostly it's just, bright colors, big, powerful, strong women, and yeah, just fun stuff.
Yeah, so it's pretty, that's what we like around here is bright colors and powerful, strong women. Yeah,
and
so
boobs.
how many, and boobs. I mean, Sai literally buys boobs, so,
They're expensive.
They are.
Yes, they are. We got ones that we thought would be okay from Amazon. Now we know why they're expensive, because wow, they weren't good. They weren't good.
You asshole.
They're good in the box. They did not give you the right size.
I feel like I had a host or co-host for a while, and unfortunately,
yeah, I don't know what happened.
No.
Oh, well.
I feel like she stepped on a landmine, such as insulting a tranny's boobs.
I mean, there are lines.
Yeah.
I'm working on getting you better boobs. You very picky, just moody little bitch. Anyway.
Wow.
So what? You interrupted
Kettle.
me mid-thought, and I can't even think.
Because that's such a stretch.
And Sai had to go, and the world was a better place. So, how many pages are you doing? Thank you very much, Corvinus. How many pages are you doing for this book?
So for the book, it's currently at 24 pages.
Okay.
If we reach that next stretch goal, which is looking pretty good, it's like $12 to get there. It'll go from 24 pages to 40 pages.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have some work that I've done prior to when I started this book, and I can easily fit it in, and I think people will enjoy it too.
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, the more you can throw in there, I feel like the better. Personally.
Yeah. Which is why I put together that mini book too, about halfway through the campaign, and I'm kicking myself like, why didn't I think of this like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to change my my backing. So the only other thing I could think of that I would want to see on this campaign right now,
patches.
I mean, I love patches. I always want patches, especially if it was the way that you did the name JERZ at the top of your logo. That is cool. Badass. Or your little cat signature guy down here, he'd be cool too.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing my little neon cat as a patch, or definitely on shirts and things.
Yeah, what I want is I want this image on a shirt.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, there is a story behind that image, where I actually sat on the original line work for about 2 years, because I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with it. Right now, half the lines of the drawing when I first did it are sitting on a fake arm in my studio right now, because it's going to be tattooed on this fake arm and displayed. a whole lot has happened between now and then, and I've always wanted to use this for something, and now it's this just fit. It seemed perfect. Originally, I had it on the cover as a placeholder, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's stupid. We're keeping this.
Yeah, definitely keep this as the cover image. It's amazing.
Yeah, it looks like it panned out too.
Yeah.
Also, if you scroll down maybe up to the stretch goals, the cover will change slightly when it expands, so the lights will be on, so to speak. So all the parts with like the negative space with the hearts and like the black circle and the eyes, those will all be yellow.
Duh. I see.
Just to kind of symbolize the difference, because with the expanded version, that is going to be for like Kickstarter only or selling from the studio. All for future versions will still be the 24-page version.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's like your Kickstarter exclusive.
Yeah, I wanted to give give people something, special for them. I also plan on signing everything. I don't know why I didn't put that in there, but it's going to be an option when everything is done if you want it signed. Oh, we hit 1,000.
You unlocked it. I was just going to say, you just unlocked it, by the way. I'm just going to throw that out there. I think that expanding it, I'm definitely down for seeing more from you and hearing more about kind of some of these pieces and stuff like that. I think is awesome. So I'm happy that you've unlocked it. How many more days do we have on this? 8 days to go. Okay.
Yeah, about a week left.
So I'm gonna talk with you off air about putting this on like merchandise that I could buy and then wear around, because I love that image, and I love it with the dark eyes and everything, simply because it's so creepy but beautiful. And like I was seriously so bummed. I was gonna try and get scleras to black out my eyes, and I was like, damn, those bitches are way too pricey for me right now. Otherwise, I 1,000% would have. But
they're pricey and they take so long to get to you. They really do.
Yeah, well, and getting them in like regular contacts is difficult enough. Scleras are fucking massive.
I find the opposite, oddly enough. Like regular contacts, I can't do, but the scleras, like they fit in, like, and they just feel like a second skin.
Huh?
Yeah, they work for me great.
I'll have to. You know what? I'll have to try. I haven't actually tried them. I'm simply thinking of how much of a pain in the ass a regular contact is. So surely something 3 times as big is going to be worse. But you know, interesting. I guess because it technically would hold your eyelids open for you as you're putting it in, because it's a little too big.
Yeah, I think for me, it's if it gets behind the lids, then it ain't going nowhere, and then I'm good.
That's fair. That's fair.
But they are a pain.
Shae, I will put them in for you.
No, you won't. That's weird.
Yeah.
I can't handle somebody else coming at my eye with their finger.
Somebody tried that with me. No.
Somebody clip that, please.
Me dressed like this saying that, right? Yeah.
I can't handle somebody coming at my eye. That's all we need.
Thanks.
Yeah, but this piece, I know what you mean. Like it has that mechanical, like lifeless thing going, but it's still organic enough with the vibrancy to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, and there's so much emotion behind it, and she's got this like sultry kind of playful, like, hey, what's up? How are you? And it's insane. Holy shit! Maverick Valor Studios, thank you so much for the $50. I think that is our biggest contribution that we've had in a super chat. It says, awesome custom, Shae. Been looking for a while now and just wanted to show my support for the channel. Keep up the good work, you two. Well, got to go back to writing my manga script. So easy going back to lurking now. LOL. Maverick, thank you so much. That is amazing. You are awesome. And let us know when that manga starts to come to be, because I'm not opposed to a good manga, sir, or madam. I technically don't know what your gender is.
You, them.
Just call them they, Shae. Have I taught you nothing?
I know, but I was in too deep. But yeah,
someone clip that too. Holy shit.
Damn you, Sai. But yeah, no, I really, and the thing is I saw this piece, and this is what I was like, I don't, like, it's not, you're doing this so affordably that it was like, I mean, I'm backing it, even if it was just that piece and nothing else. Like, I want that piece. I love it. And then I see your mini comic and I start flipping through it and I was like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah, where the hell has this kid been hiding?
This might have been a really good backing. I'm about to get some really awesome stuff. I'm super stoked for this. So, like I said, you've just got such a cool style, and I love seeing how you put a lot of emotion, and you're really good at capturing that like coyness.
Yeah,
that a lot of women have, where they just that little smirky look, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, what I try to focus on is I can handle the anatomy. Like I've drawn long enough to do that, but that's not what gives a piece life. I don't feel like I've always felt like it's in the emotions. It's always in the face. For a while, I was teaching tattooing for a minute too, and when I was explaining what makes a pinup to students, have them guess. I'd be like, oh, it's the outfit or it's this pose. It's like, nah, it's the eyebrows.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. If you have the wrong eyebrows, it ruins everything. As many women know, as we have drawn them on for centuries.
Just gonna say, there are stencils too. So, I mean, yeah. Shae, go down 2 groups of pictures, please. Because I just want to point out some...
2 group.
Yes. So the top picture in that, I feel like the right side, a little up, babe. There we go. So I feel like the right one, the dude at the top, is like how Shae envisions herself, and the left one is how she really is.
Accurate. Like I'm cool and collected, and then in reality, I'm like, I'm like a psycho. Thank you so much, Maverick. Again, another $10. So sure, I won't mind you talking about. And I'm a guy.
You're just inserting words all over. Sure, I won't mind talking about.
Yeah, these pieces in particular are funny too, because these were 2 of them are commissioned. One was for that Demon Hunter Raven contest, for I believe chapter 2. Mm-hmm. So the one that you were talking about is from a book called Death City by Joseph Riverty, I believe. This is just a promo piece, but he has the book available on Amazon. And the other piece on the bottom left is from a book called Scrap, like SKRAP, from a more promotional work. I did a couple pieces for Juice Lee, and they'll be in the book too, so you get to see those. Just both of them, a lot of fun characters. Same thing with Nick, with Demon Hunter Raven. I plan on doing more work with him for sure. I'm actually on my work's on the cover of the Sunchild book where the campaign's starting tomorrow that they're doing.
Very cool. Right, in a what contest? No, we're just gonna move past it.
It was a fan art contest to promote the Kickstarter when it was coming up. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is you've got such awesome, solid work, and you are really, really good at the emotion.
Thank you.
Which is what draws me to somebody's art. Like, pretty lines and colors and everything, sure, and if you're anatomy, so like, while how you had said anatomy doesn't really make something amazing, right?
No, it doesn't tell the story. Not solely.
Here's the thing. Bad anatomy will completely detract from anything you're trying to do, and it doesn't matter how good everything else is. So you still have to have the anatomy down, but once you get anatomy down, that's not enough either. You got to go a step further.
Yeah, and now you got to get people to feel something.
Yeah, I've got to say, from what I've seen of your work, you do that very well. You're good at the intrigue, and you're good at the colors that draw you in, and you're good at the smirks and the very small micro expressions and small mannerisms that really sell what's going on. Like I said about her being sultry, and just like this, you got the girl right up here being, crazy and goofy, and she's just 100% all the time on whatever she does. Like, she fails, it's going to be an epic failure, but she will do it with the same gusto as when she succeeds, and then you flip right over to, you got this girl who I mean, she's literally got henchmen carrying her belts and is like, yeah, I'm a fucking badass and I've earned all of this and I don't have to do fucking shit if I don't want to, kind of thing. And it sells it in the way that she's walking, that she's got, you know, her jacket, but it's like just over her shoulders instead of her arms through it and everything. She's just like, yeah, I'm just...
There's a funny story about that too.
Let's
actually,
hear.
real quick. Where when I had got commissioned for that piece, I had the references of whatnot of the character in their fighting gear. So when I did the drawing initially, she was in her fighting gear, which still looked cool. It's still fun. I have it somewhere. But when I sent it to Juice and he sends it back and he's lets me know, it's like, oh, this was the intention that I was looking for, and it's like, oh, well, that makes sense with that one reference compared to like the other ones. Like, yeah, I can do that, and did it. It's like, you know, this was the right choice. This was so much better.
Well, and it's cool to see how you just kind of hop from one to the other, you know, with all of your different characters. Is this a Venom Harley?
It's a Venom and Carnage Harley. They're mixed together to make the outfit with the blue and red.
That is unfortunate for her.
She looks great.
Yes, I mean, fuck.
It's a weird three-way, but I don't know. It works.
It's one of those things where it's like I see stuff like that and I'm like, that would be a challenging cosplay.
Oh yeah. I have another version of that too, where it says like Maximum Harley, where I combine the logos, but I don't think I could sell that.
Yeah, it might be difficult.
Yeah, it might be a problem.
All right, so I want to go over your tiers, and so people know what they can get and how they can back. So let's just start with your digital.
Mm-hmm. So the digital, straightforward. $5 gets you the digital copy. Just get to download it as soon as the campaign's over. That will get you the now it'll get you the 40-page book, digital as well. It will also get you the PDF for the mini book as well.
Very cool.
Yeah, I found out, because this is my first campaign, I found out you can't go back and edit more things into these.
No.
Which was kind of a harsh lesson.
So that's the one thing, like, I'm sure that you've had people say this before, Indiegogo over Kickstarter. So the big things, the big differences, and while, you know, once somebody's purchased something on either platform, you can't go back and edit it.
Right.
Which
makes sense.
Yeah, what a lot of people do is they'll put it as a stretch goal, and they'll be like, well, now that we've unlocked this stretch goal, even if it's just a superfluous stretch goal, they'll throw it in there so it's clear. The other big thing with Kickstarter versus Indiegogo will take out immediately, which a lot of people prefer, because then I don't have to remember 30 or 60 days from now that I backed something at a specific level. I just get to go, oh yeah, it's now out of my bank account, and I know that I can afford other things like, you know, groceries.
Yeah, I've been backing Kickstarters for about 2 years now, and I completely agree with what you're saying. It does make it harder down the line, where it's like, oh man, I put down this much like a month ago. It's like, I wish they would have took it out a month ago.
Exactly, when I knew that I was spending it. And the other big thing is Indiegogo, you can go in demand.
But I didn't know that. With
having a successful Kickstarter, you can actually take your successful Kickstarter and use it to launch an in-demand Indiegogo store.
Okay.
So that would be something, especially since you have your delivery date set for January. Mm-hmm. If you wanted to keep this up so more people could kind of get copies and stuff for the next little bit while you get everything together and you know, work on all of your printing and whatever overprinting you're going to do for the shop, put an in-demand store on Indiegogo.
That all makes sense. Yeah.
And then
I need a presence there anyway. I need a presence there anyway, because like I said earlier, this is like my introduction, kind of getting into comics a little bit more. So I've been working with other people, but I plan on putting out a couple of my own books.
Well, and depending on what those books are. So if you're doing stuff that is all ages, family friendly, cutesy, chibi, or like coloring books, even adult coloring books, those do a lot better on Kickstarter for most people.
Right.
Just because Kickstarter is a little bit more well known by the general population. When you're talking about comics that are, you know, adult themed, that are a little bit more nitty gritty, that are going for a more mature audience, Indiegogo is usually going to do better for you than Kickstarter will.
That makes sense.
Just based on the demographics that use it. You know, Kickstarter is kind of your everyman platform, whereas Indiegogo is the people that are looking at niches and specialties. And so going into an adult comic book niche, that's more where you're probably going to do better.
Yeah, and I enjoy Kickstarter, but I do think that because it does so many things, like it's so spread thin, that it does make it hard to get noticed from people that aren't inside your circle already, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So I found it kind of hard to branch out a little and maybe bring in curious people. This is also why I kept it so affordable too, because I don't need to make money off of this. I want to make content and I want to share it with people. I want people to enjoy it. Same thing when I do comics. I'm gonna try to make them as affordable as possible.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't need to sell a $25 hollow cover or something like that. Like if people want it, I'll make it. But even then, I don't think it needs to be that pricey. But I don't know.
Yeah, and that's going to come down to how many pages you have and all of that. But I think that if you wanted to put in an in-demand store on Indiegogo, it'd be a good way for you to kind of get your feet wet and get familiar with the platform. And also give people, because there's a lot of people who don't like some of the stuff that Kickstarter has done historically, and things along that line, which means that they're not. You have some people who are going to stand by their guns and their scruples, and they're not going to back anything on Kickstarter, no matter how cool it looks, no matter how much they may want it. And so offering it on Indiegogo gives them a chance to still get a hold of it. So it's something to consider.
Yeah, and that all makes sense. And good to know. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's what we do. That and this crazy shit.
Just all the crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like these days the entry level into indie comics has never been easier. Mm-hmm. The information has been accessible. Where even 5 years ago, I don't feel like it was. Yeah, so with that all still being relatively new and with access and all these different printers out there and available, it's cool to see the community coming together and sharing this stuff. Like what y'all two are doing with all these creators and boosting them. That's great.
Thank you.
Because in the 90s, I felt like things were a little easy because everything had a hub, right? You had magazines, so you can get news. Things that way. Even Wizard Magazine, even if all the information wasn't correct, like it kept you in some kind of know. And we don't have that anymore. I feel like not with indie books, because there's so many different crowds. But I think that bridge is kind of coming together now that everybody's recognizing everybody.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It's cool to learn from all this too, learn from what everybody's already done, or even people learning from whatever I have to bring to the table. Because my background's all kinds of weird.
Well, and that's the thing, is there's not one way to do this. There are many, many ways to get into crowdfunding and to be successful. And what works for one person isn't going to work for everybody, because it depends on what you're selling. It depends on your personality, your following, how motivated and active they are, what it is that they're calling for, what you can offer that other people can't, and then how you capitalize on all of that. And it's a lot to try and figure out. It's daunting and it's terrifying, but the important thing is, if this is what you want to do, then it's worth the time.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, after running a business for these past 10 years, like this is still a learning curve, but it doesn't feel daunting. It doesn't feel intimidating.
Good.
It's been fun.
I'm glad. I'm really glad to hear that you've been having fun, because there's a lot of people who get really worked up and really nervous and like, oh, I mean, I say a lot of people as if I'm immune to this at this point.
Oh, but I know creators. I know creative people just in general, like how it can be. There's a lot of big feelings out there.
And the thing is I want to see, like, I love your pinup work, but I want to see what you can do with sequentials. I want to see what you can do with storytelling. And so I'm really excited that I got to know you because of this, literally this one iconic piece that I love to death enough that I figured out how to stitch a wig, attach a bald cap, and make myself glue. Like, I loved it so much that I figured out how to do all of this stuff. And now I get to see what is going to come out of this incredibly twisted, weird, and awesome sounding mind of yours, and see what you do with sequentials. So I'm really excited about it. I'm so excited. So whoever is out there watching, if you haven't already gotten the book, I need you to get the book, and we're going to finish going through the tiers so you know what you can get and what you should be backing at. But get the damn book. And so this man knows that there is plenty of an audience for him, and that we definitely want to see more of what JERZ has to offer.
Because what's next is going to be super fun.
I can't wait.
Yeah, because the next thing is going to be my first comic, which was going to be Streetlight Nights. But the story got too big for me, to the point where it's like, you can't shove everything in the first issue, right?
No.
So instead I decided, well, I'll do Upstart Uprise Presents, right? Or Uprise Upstart Presents. And I'll just do all the stuff that I have in my head, and we'll just do the fun parts of it so people get to enjoy that, and we'll work into the stories. But like, I'm a character guy. I grew up on fighting games, I grew up on anime, I grew up on wrestling. So I really love characters. So I want to bring those to people first. And yeah, we'll have a blast with it.
Hell yeah. Oh, I'm excited. Okay, so let's finish going through your tiers, because I think we made it through one. So let's go through the rest of them.
I do.
All right, so for $10, what are we getting?
For the $10, you get the physical book, which is now 40 pages instead of 24. You get the PDF. The PDF is going to come with every tier from here on in. Same thing with the mini book. Anything you back, you're getting that book. From here on, all stretch goals apply to everything. But yeah, that's a straightforward one. You want the one book, you get the book. You could add on the other things later if you want. They're still at a fair price. They're not going to like cost you more.
Okay, cool.
So this one, so 15. The I could draw it myself. I love buying sketch covers from independent creators. I love it. So I wanted to offer that to. I wanted to offer that up to people too, in case they wanted to draw something as well. So I didn't put a big number of those.
I like it though. I think that I've got a couple sketch covers, and I now understand the nerve-wrackiness of having a blank cover that has a book that you like inside of it, and you're like, oh, but if I mess up the cover,
and I got one copy, damn it.
I can't go back. Like, this is it. I fuck it up. That's it. It's fucked up. Like, forever.
Yeah. I got a stack of sketch covers, and it's like the only ones I draw on are these X-Men ones, because I have 14 copies of the one book.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I have a shit ton of Alterna sketch covers that I got, and I've stared at them, and I'm like, I mean, one of them has a guy that's literally a log. I'm fairly certain I can draw a fucking log, and I'm like, but what if I fuck up his branch? I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna put it back. I'll get to it later.
Where's my circle stencil? I can do it.
All right, and then 17.
So that's to get 2 copies of the book, and this I created for collectors, because I'm also a collector. So sometimes I'll get 2 copies of the book, and one's just staying in the bag, and the other one's for fun. So that's what that's for.
Oh, or YouTube hosts that tend to split things.
Yeah. Well, that's where the other bundle comes in for sure.
Oh, okay.
So this one I recently added, the fully loaded bundle. And this was because I gave everybody the mini book for free as the PDF. And then immediately thought, like, well, why am I not printing this thing too? So I wanted to put it somewhere where it made sense. So I put it in this where you get the one physical copy, you get the sketch cover, blank variant, and you get the mini book, just so you kind of have like all three, you know?
Yeah. That's awesome. The Baller Bundle.
Baller bundle. This I put on. I didn't think anyone would grab this. So thank you, anybody who has. Yeah. So you get 5 copies of the book. This was kind of based on like a retailer incentive thing, but like I don't plan on pitching this to retailers anytime soon, at least. But yeah, so you get the 5 copies of the book, and as just like an extra bonus, an extra thank you for doing this. Like you get a bonus sketch card of your choice of what gets drawn on it.
Ooh.
Yeah, so there's no extra cost for that. That's just my thank you.
Nice. And then you only have 1 left of this shit.
Yep, 1 left. I think there was 2 left this morning. Yeah, my brother bought one of them real quick. Ain't gonna lie, but I'm stoked.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so this is also the blank sketch covers, except you get a commission from me to draw on the sketch cover, so you don't have to worry about drawing on it.
You don't have to mess it up, because Bill will mess it up for you.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't have to be any of my characters or anything. It could be your characters, whatever you want on it. Yeah. So that'd be a pen and ink.
Okay. And then 250.
And this one's brand new too. I only put the 1 up. I didn't think anyone would take it. Still doesn't look like it. It's a bit pricey, but for this one, instead of getting a hand-drawn cover, instead you could commission me like a full-color digital commission that will get printed on a one-of-a-kind book that is just yours. There won't be any other prints of it. It'll be yours.
That's pretty unique.
Yeah, I've never saw anyone do it.
I've literally never seen anyone do it either.
I got the idea off of another creator, John Rhodes from Hyperverse. I had sent him a fan art of one of his characters, and just randomly as a thank you, and I thought this was really cool. I got the book right here. He sent me a printed copy of issue number 1 with my art on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I thought that was so cool. Just nice enough to do it. So yeah, I wanted to plug that too. So that's where I got the idea for that.
That is really cool.
The way print works nowadays, you don't have to print out 1,000 of one thing anymore, right? You can do the print on demand, and you can get that one.
Oh yeah. And look at you. You're sitting at $1,034 with 25 backers and 8 days to go.
Oh, I'm stoked.
Dude,
I'm
you're
stoked.
doing great. That is amazing. Oh.
Like where I came in from this too, because I haven't been getting involved in the indie community that long. I'm still fairly new to it. Mm-hmm. So I thought this was going to be a 30-day fight. But I got funded in 2 days. Didn't see that coming. And people kept showing up, and it seemed like when I actually promote, people do show up. If you're quiet, no one's showing up. I promise.
Nope. And that's what we say all the time. So the biggest thing that Cy and I can tell you when it comes to crowdfunding, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter unless you are EVS level name. It doesn't matter who you are or what you've done. If you don't show up and you don't show your personality and get out there and promote, ain't nobody buying your shit.
Yeah, because that's why I was so stoked to show up today on your show. People don't see me on the internet. I'm not good at keeping up with promoting on the internet so much like me. I'll post drawings all day. Right. Typing, I type like I talk, and that doesn't always go well with people. So to get in front of a microphone, this has been really easy.
That's awesome. Well, the thing is, crowdfunding, because a lot of the stuff that you're buying through crowdfunding, you're paying a bit of a premium for.
Yeah.
You're getting it on the ground level, you're getting the first copies of things, you're the first one to own it, whatever, and so you're getting it on the ground level. Well, as a result, you end up paying a little bit more, which means that I'm not just buying the book.
Right.
I'm not just buying some random book. I'm supporting an indie creator.
Yeah, you're not picking it up off the newsstand, like.
Right,
Yeah.
which means that if I don't know anything about you, and I don't know what kind of a person you are, and I don't know if you're, secretly like murdering kittens or something horrific, like,
Please don't
do that. Don't ever do that.
Are you making fun of my vaping, Shae?
Yeah, well, the strangled cats thing in the chat did catch my eye and definitely sparked my thought. But the thing is,
Jerk.
if you're not willing to show up and show people who you are and what you're doing and what you're about, it's a lot harder for people to want to get behind you.
Yeah.
And to pay that premium for something. But the more they get to see you and the more they get to hear you and they get to, you're over here saying like, I just really like making art, and I made it a career by being a tattoo artist, and it was really awesome, and now I'm in a place where I can actually look at trying to get my crowdfunding stuff and my comics done, and I really want to do that, and I really just want to get it out to you all, like all of that stuff. People are like, well, shit, I want to get behind that. Like, that's somebody who is in it for the right reasons. That's somebody that I want to be around, and so they get excited for it.
Yeah, like my main deal is like, I mean, we all wish, like, we have ideas in our head and we wish that somebody would have made it, right? Like, wouldn't that be cool for a show? Wouldn't that be cool as a book and stuff? The other thing, over time you learn, like, even if you scream it off the hills, like no one's making it, like you do it.
Yep.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing content that I want to see. And by doing that, I'm assuming other people will want to as well.
That's awesome though. I love it. CY, what are you sharing?
So I wanted to ask Bill, would you mind if I shared something, an image I particularly like from the mini book that will not get us thrown off the internet?
Yeah, absolutely. Feel free.
Oh, I love this one. Oh,
that's one of my favorites too.
Yeah.
That's so when I first got my iPad a few years back and I was, getting back into digital art, this was one of the first images I did, like messing around with a lot of things. There's some filters on here. I don't know what the hell I did.
You're like, it's so cool. Don't ever replicate it.
Keep throwing shit at it. It's good.
Right. So I learned a lot on that piece. I love that piece. I'm glad you dig it too.
This is another one that I would wear on a t-shirt. Like 1,000% would wear this on a t-shirt.
So when I was going through the main art book too, I noticed a lack of cyberpunk, which is kind of funny for me.
That is funny.
Which is also like a testament to where I'm moving with my style and stuff. That's also why I wanted to include that book, because that cover, that it kind of goes hand in hand with that and where the work was coming from. I still do cyberpunk stuff, and I always do neon.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk after this about Valkyrie commission at some point, because that cyberpunk is like our thing.
Would I consider going on the next art auction?
So what Court Venice is talking about is we have what is called the Red Valkyrie Underground Art Auction. We do it once a quarter. We just did one in September. So we just did one, 2 weekends ago, CY?
Oh God, I don't know.
Yeah, it's been
time
been
blurs, yeah.
And the next one we're doing is on the 4th of December, I believe. It's the first Saturday in December. And basically what it is you come with 3 pieces of original art that we auction off live, round robin style. We have a group of about 8 or so artists, and we just kind of go around and we do an art auction, and it's a way for fans and stuff to kind of get some original art that isn't going to cost them thousands of dollars, and to get some stuff from some of their favorite artists, and for artists to kind of get out there where people can see what they have to offer a little bit more. And
see, that sounds super fun.
Awesome. Okay.
Now the issue, actually it's not even really an issue, but most of the work that you see in these books, almost all of them started digital. But I do have a few pieces that did stem from the original pencils and stuff that I do still have. So I can probably bring some of those around for
So
sure.
you could
Or
do-
make something new. There's plenty of time.
You could do that. You could do embellished prints. Some people do, where they just print out their digital and then go in and overlay some unique colors and stuff on it, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
We've had people that have done one-off prints of something where it's like it'll never be printed again. I'm doing it one of one, and you'll be the only one who gets it. So yes, it's digital art, but it's a way for you to have an original digital that is never being printed again. But there's so many ways around this, and so many ways that you can make these things happen. And Corvinus, we have Corvinus, we have Eric, we have Nefarious. There's a lot of people who are original art junkies. It's one of their favorite things to get. Any campaign that has it, they want it. Every time we do the art auctions, they are fighting and outbidding one another left and right. And honestly, I think that you definitely could have some pretty good success there.
Well, that sounds super fun.
Awesome.
Well, how about there's some people in the chat. I'll tell you what would y'all like to see me draw?
There you go. All right,
So-
chat. Feel free to throw out some stuff.
I was going to say, having done 3 of these so far, I think we can easily say that sexy sells.
Sexy sells. Everyone loves boobs.
Probably 4-1 over anything else.
It's very true.
So
Unless you're Shae, and the one time that you draw, the one time I drew a mainstream character instead of doing my original art stuff, I got 0 bids. So
Really?
yeah, and then my original art stuff, a slight bidding war broke out, and I was like, I don't understand y'all. When it comes to me, you don't. I'm the only
Okay.
one that the sexy doesn't apply to.
I love that
So-
reverse nature of everything, though. Or is
Shae
it
sold this.
Instagram or DA? Oh, that's awesome.
That's my Lumina Vox fan art piece, so that sold.
yeah, that's on canvas.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
I sold the thing on the right.
I saw that drawn somewhere.
Yeah, that's size drawing of me.
And
Yeah,
then I
it's
sold
on
that
the
thing. So
But
A
this
notebook
piece
paper.
sold.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Make your money.
This piece sold, but my Wonder Woman did not. So who knows? It's interesting what they go for. But I will say, from people who can draw and do pretty arts very well, as opposed to people like me who are still very much learning, sexy definitely sells. almost always sexy sells. So
Well, speaking of that, what I'm going
Speaking
to
of
do
sexy.
too this week is I'm going to be posting some of the art from the book on my Patreon. And it's it's not going to be behind a paywall, so people could still see the pages and they could get some of the stories behind some of the pieces and things like that. So I'll probably start one of those tonight, and then every couple days till the end of the campaign, I'll have something posted. So people can see what isn't already on here, and then maybe get some background too.
that is awesome, and I agree with Tyler. Victorian era Harley Quinn.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
That is
Yeah.
so
A lot
cool.
of ruffles.
Yes. The cult of Bulgy. Michael T is the one who owns Bulgy the Clown.
and it's in his
Yeah.
comic now.
It is. He has now made him a horrifying kaiju in this comic.
Oh my
and,
god.
The name is so vague, though. I can't imagine what it means.
Yeah, it doesn't. Not at all. Not at all.
Nah.
Well, I'm super stoked about this. I think that you're doing really, really well, especially for an art book. And like you said yourself, not a whole ton of on-camera promotion from you, because
It's been a busy past few weeks, especially. I started the campaign on my birthday, which
happy birthday.
thank you, which was fun, but also kept me a little busy. And then the following week or the week after, that weekend was Rose City Comic Con.
Oh wow.
So I decided to attend that too, and then I needed a vacation from my vacation.
Yeah, that's right.
But it was super fun. The way they did it too was super safe and everything.
What is she saying in the background?
Oh, I don't know. Hold on. What was that?
Your wife took you for your birthday.
Yeah, my wife took me for my birthday. She did.
I love her.
She got me these like fast pass tickets and everything, so we didn't have to wait on lines for people's.
Michael G says happy 17th birthday.
Yeah, 17. I know.
Yeah. It's just a baby face.
Right.
Si, do you have any other questions for Mr. Bill Jersey?
No.
No.
I literally ask this every single show, and every single show Si genuinely seems shocked by the question.
Gotcha.
Can I has tattoo? Do you still do them?
Oh, absolutely, still do them. Yeah, I'm not going to stop that
talk.
anytime soon. Yeah, if you're ever in Oregon in the Pacific Northwest, you know.
I just moved from the Pacific Northwest.
Did you really?
Yes.
That's okay. That's okay. We could swing by on a trip to go see my family.
Swing by.
Yeah.
So when convention seasons start opening up again, anyway, we used to go to tattoo conventions, but that's not really my crowd. We're finding out, or our crowd.
Yeah, they're weird.
Yeah,
tattoo artists are
very,
so clicky and backstabby and they're crazy.
Yeah, and that's not me. So instead, we're going to start trying to attend comic conventions. Whether we can tattoo them or not is up in the air, but we could always guest spot at local shops too. So
yeah,
you never know. It might be in your area.
Oh my gosh, go to Black Lotus. See
Go
if
to
you can guest spot at Halo's tattoo place, Black Lotus in Maryland.
Baltimore.
No, it's not Baltimore. It's Halethorpe or something. I don't remember exactly what city it's in.
Well, I bet odds are good. My wife is actually a very popular tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys could couple guest spot. Oh my gosh, that's it. I'm gonna get you details. Because then I can get a tattoo.
I'm gonna plug this real quick too. If y'all want to go to equinoxtattoo.com, you can see both of our works too. We do like abstract, like artsy stuff. It's not really so much traditional, neo-traditional. We're all over the place. I do geeky cartoon stuff, bright colors, and she does. I don't even know how to put it in a box.
It's crazy ethereal shit.
Yeah, like actually, like my hands.
Oh my gosh, I love her style.
Yeah, and this is 8 years old.
Ah! That's it. I'm coming up with ideas, and then I'm gonna find a way to get you wherever I'm close to. But yeah, I am super stoked. You know what else would be really, really cool to consider doing at some point? Is if you did like a combo of your guys' art together as an artwork.
That's not a bad idea. I dig that. We do collaborate sometimes. We're collaborating on a piece right now. The problem with getting a book together is that's a lot of pieces, and we both have a lot going on.
Right. It would definitely have to be one of those down the line as you can get to it, or if you have pieces that you drew up for somebody that fell through because they decided that they didn't want that because they sucked, or that they just don't show up for their appointments, because that definitely happens all the time. You guys can always just take them and be like, well, mine now, and put it off into a book, and it can just be the forgotten tats or whatever.
I like that idea too, especially with December coming. December is call out time. I don't know. People remember they have families.
They're like, oh, it's cold and
Christmas is coming,
snowy, and I shouldn't spend money right now. Like, bitch. I literally got on my tattoo artist books, and like the guy that I go to, I've had to wait 6 months for almost every time I've gone, and it's like every single time I'm like, can you stop being popular, because I really just want to get a tattoo like when the itch hits and not have to wait half a year.
And that's how Shelley's books are. My wife, like,
just saying, Shae.
I mean,
that's kind of on brand for you.
It would be, and that'd be really nice on a hip.
Yeah, I was happy with that one. That one came out super solid.
That was really cool. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that you have a really cool style. I really like seeing it, and it makes me excited that your wife is also like an artist and a tattooist, because there's just so much possibility.
Oh yeah, it's how all this works. Actually, right now she's putting together a skeleton to put in our front window for the shop that infinitely drinks rum.
Nice.
We're out of rum.
It's like a pirate. Yeah.
So good. So good. I should have grabbed Hugin and put him on my shoulder side. Although he would have been preening my feathers the whole time.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, one of these days I'll do a walkthrough of the shop too, so people can see what's going on.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a work in progress, but we're super stoked with how the studio is looking. We recently moved studios like a few months ago.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, I remember when Black Lotus, like they moved studios, and then after they moved studios, they like shut down for a month or something and totally redid everything, and then they opened back up, and I was like, is this the same? I don't think I'm in the right place. And they were like, yeah, we put in walls, we got like they got rid of the tattoo benches, and they got the massage like benches instead. They're like, they're so much better. Like,
oh yeah, mine goes up and down. It's great.
Yeah, that's exactly, they've got it. They're like, we can adjust the height, we can adjust the lean and the tilt, and they're like, why the fuck does anyone use a tattoo bench? They're horrible. Like, these are comfortable.
Yeah, for any artist out there, protect your back.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Well, honestly, Bill, this has been absolutely awesome. I'm so glad that we got you on. And I'm glad that I was able to do one of your creations.
You did so great. I'm still looking at the line across the face too. Like, that is so good.
Yeah, I added in, like, you had the hairline.
Yep.
Yeah, I added all of it. I did as much as humanly possible. But I got pictures that I'll send you so you can use them for whatever you feel like, as far as promotion or anything goes.
Oh, please do. I love to receive those.
Trust me, I didn't go through all this and not take pictures. In fact, I took a selfie before we went on, and I sent it to my mom and my dad, and my dad was like, "What the hell? This is amazing!" I'm like, "Thanks, Daddy."
Oh man,
that's one of Bill's wife's tattoos.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love.
That's kind of what Shelly does. Yeah.
Her super sketchy style and everything. I love that. That is awesome.
She gets such fine lines in here. Yeah.
If you knew how fast she does it too, it's insane. Like,
dude, I sat for. I'll show you the tattoo, but I sat for my half sleeve for. What did I say? Size 26 hours, 36 hours.
I don't know. 9 days.
It was at least 26 hours. It was a long time. But I
believe it.
I'm 6'1" and Scandinavian, so my upper thigh or my upper arm is like my tattoo artist's thigh because he's tiny.
Right.
He was very grumpy when he was still tattooing it.
Why? He's making money.
No, it's because he did the lines in 6. He had to cancel somebody because they only booked him a 4-hour slot, and it took him 6 hours to do. And he was like, "I am never matching these lines up again. Like, there is no stopping this line."
Yeah, it's difficult to get those stencils back together.
So he did it in 6 hours, and when he finished, he was like, "Holy fuck, your arm is a lot bigger than most women's that I tattoo." And I was like, "Thank you."
Right.
And then I came back and he took a solid 4 hours just to put blacks in.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is already 10 hours and I've got line art and black work. And there are so many colors in this bitch. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
Now I'm very curious what this is. It's gotta be pretty detailed.
I'll show you.
So what you're saying is my arm is big, and what I'm hearing is you don't enjoy tips.
So what I'm hearing is small little man upset that things take time. We all gave him shit. It was really funny. Like talking with him, the whole tattoo shop made fun of him, and then I started joining in, and he was like, "This is fair." And I was like, "Really, dude?" I was like, "I don't even know you." And he goes, "I mean, you've been here long enough. It's
You've been here 26 hours. You can make fun of it."
He's just like, "Fuck it, this is my day." Like,
yeah, like I come in and I was like, how's everything going, in the land of the hobbits? And he was like, it's pretty good. I'm about to have second practice. I was like, okay, solid. Anyway, I digress. So, for everybody who's watching who hasn't already gotten it, get JERZ. Get the art book from Bill Jersey. You're gonna want it. We will talk with him about trying to get an in-demand store. If your money is just not there in the next week, we get it. We understand. We are going to try and help him get an in-demand store on Indiegogo so you guys can still get it. But nothing is ever guaranteed. So if you can and you want it, get it now while it's there.
Yeah, it's not going to disappear after the campaign, but yes, guarantee your copy.
Guarantee it. Yes. Let's do that. Let's do that. Bill, thank you so much for joining us. This has been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thank you all. It's been a blast. Yeah, it's been super fun.
Oh, hey, what's up, Nick? Thank
There's
you
our
so
GM
much.
from our Wednesday night gaming stream.
Our GM from last. I was literally sculpting this while we were playing D&D last night, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm covered in glue and pink hair. Leave me alone." He was like, "Okay, I'm not even gonna ask."
I'm making hair spikes.
And real quick too, you're covering a title tomorrow that I'm very curious about. Caught that on Twitter. Yeah. That character looks wild. Like,
we're gonna help launch it. I'm super stoked. I got the mask in the works, and everything else hopefully will come together.
I'm super excited because my very persuasive partner has convinced both parties of the creative team to be on the stream.
Yes.
So, yes,
we're so excited. So, yes, definitely check us out tomorrow for more great cosplay and launching of Scarlet Sova. They're probably going live earlier in the day, but we're going to have a launch party that night. So definitely come and hang out with us. And then, of course, stick around because Regen cycles after that. Why wouldn't you stick around and get a little drunk?
4 hours of drinking. Yay.
Let's do it. Sai, thank you so much for all of your work. We appreciate you. And chat. Beautiful chat that we love so very much. Thank you for being here, and make sure that you share this out everywhere. Back it once, back it twice. Get all of your copies, everything that you could possibly want. And we will see.
I'll hit the outro.
I ain't giving you no 350, you goddamn Loch Ness monster. Get your own goddamn money.
Here's why Side isn't going to hit the outros. 'Cause that's not the fucking outro, bitch. Thank you all so much, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.